Trying very hard not to turn this channel into some vegan channel or something of that nature, but it's very hard to allow the carnivore community to get away with the idiocy that they promote. What I wanted to make this video on is the versatility of a vegan diet versus the lack of versatility of a carnivore diet. If you were to assume that the carnivore diet is an average, normal, health-promoting diet, it doesn't allow much choice. It's meat, okay? And some carnivores will eat meat and dairy, okay? Although a lot of them, like Frank Tufano, have recipes that call for things like capers and other vegetable matter, but for some reason they're still carnivores. That doesn't make sense to me. But let's go further. So, the thing is, with a vegan diet, you can diversify your diet. For example, with me, I started putting weight on with the starch-centered diet that I was following, so I embraced a more high fruit and vegetable diet, okay? And it is working, okay? A nutritarian approach, as Dr. Furman calls it, or Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. Essentially, they're very similar diets. But with a meat-centered diet, if you notice you're putting on weight, there's not really much you can do. What can you do? Eat less meat, I suppose. But the thing is, you're going to be missing out on many nutrients, okay? Now, what you would be missing out on anyway, because you're following a completely 100% meat-centered diet, which is insane. However, with veganism, you can diversify it. You can go and do a fruitarian approach, okay, where you eat fruits, nuts, seeds, beans, those things. That's a fruitarian approach. Or you could go into a nutritarian approach, which is heavy on the green leafy vegetables and fruits, and you're eating for nutrient density and caloric restriction. Or you could go into a starch-centered approach, like Dr. John McDougall promotes. Or you could just go into a vegetarian approach, which is a vegan version of the Mediterranean diet, which is essentially pescatarian anyway. My point is that there is a complete lack of diversity in the carnivore diet. Now, what's funny is a lot of people used to say that things like Atkins lacked choices, which is not true. The Atkins diet is a whole foods health-promoting diet once you get to the end. Okay, or the paleo diet, it lacks choices. Again, not true. The paleo diet has plenty of choices of fresh fruits, vegetables, lean meats, fish, blah, 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 blah. You're just not eating dairy. The problem with the carnivore diet is it is one food group, meat. And it's a food group that essentially people are not really fit to eat a solidly meat-centered diet, which is proven by what happens to people when they do that. So I'm going to leave some links to different recipes for different types of things. And I also want to get in real quick before I end the video, why calories in, calories out. Michelle Lowe did an excellent video on calories in, calories out. However, what I want to point out is that's not the whole story. Frank Tufano did a video a while back regarding how raw food is good and how if you cook meat, you might have to eat more of it to get all the bloody goodness out of the meat. That's not what he said. I'm, paraphrasing here. The truth is, raw foodists, and there are quite a few raw foodists that eat meat. I ate raw meat for a while, as I stated before, especially sashimi and sushi. However, even with raw meat and raw vegetables and raw everything, using liquefiers, dehydrators, and like raw foodists do, female raw foodists, humans that is, were not able to keep enough body fat to basically retain their menstrual cycle, and they lost their fertility. So a lot of carnivores will say, vegans lose their fertility. No, not vegans, raw foodists. It's not vegans, it's raw foodists. The other thing is, vegans that try feeding babies almond milk or soy milk or rainwater or whatever the hell else, they're not following a natural type of diet for a vegan. For example, a gorilla is a vegan, basically. I think they eat some insects, but essentially a gorilla is a vegan. What do mama gorillas feed baby gorillas? Breast milk. Okay, so that's the problem with this idea that these kooks that essentially are vegan, but they're kooks that are trying to feed kids, almond milk or soy milk or rainwater or God knows what else. They're not, they're essentially disobeying the laws of nature, kind of like carnivores are.